So hi everyone, I'm Niels. I studied trumpet in The Hague in Holland. I'm a bebop, jazz, trumpet solo player. I'm not specialized in lead playing, but more on the solo side. And I grew up listening to, well, actually my dad had a few Louis Armstrong records when I was really small, and I liked the sound of that. That got me into jazz in the first place. And I was, I guess, lucky because when I was in primary school, there were some teachers in the municipal music school where I went, and they were into bebop, and they had this course on Saturday afternoon, and I went there. And so I was about 12 or 13, and I heard the ground for the first time, and I was like, wow, that's pretty. No, they showed me all kinds of players like Patsy Barrow, Tom Harrell, Ken Gorham, guys like that. And I was intrigued. I didn't understand the music, but I liked it for some reason. And I had a course, and every Saturday afternoon we would play these tunes, and that's how I was between all these guys, grown-ups, 50-year-olds, playing for 25 years already, and I was just a little 12-year-old kid, knowing nothing, but standing in between and wanting to learn all these tunes. And then I went on to, well, after high school, I went to the school, jazz school, the Conservatory in The Hague. So that's a little bit about my background. And since September, I'm teaching here at the Junior Jazz College for ear training and solfège. So I'm not totally new to the building. I come here once a week. So maybe I'll see you more often this year in the hallway. But today I decided I wanted to talk a little bit about hearing stuff and hearing, especially in the program book, there was a little thing written about tritones and about the giant steps cycle. And it's not that we're going to be talking about only that the whole day. We're going to be playing, but those are some things I want to talk about. I have some exercises and I have some ways of really getting it into your ear and into your system. So first of all, I have no idea what your backgrounds are and what your levels are, if you've been. So does everyone know about tritone substitutions? And you've all been working on improvising on those things, probably? Yeah. How many of you are studying here with Luke Wills? And some others with Jan Wessels, right? Yeah, exactly. But first of all, what I would like to do, just to get a little bit warmed up, I want to play one chorus of blues a cappella, just to play a little bit and to get into a groove. I'll play one chorus, you play one chorus, you play one chorus. Very simple stuff, and as long as it's swinging, because that's the most important thing, of course, in jazz. And this, if you don't want to participate, she's in an amateur change thing, so she does. If you want to lay out, that's fine. But if you feel like participating, please do. And I'm going to do this without any play along backing. Just keeping the time for ourselves. So we were playing blues in B flat concert, and the thing is, I want you to just play a simple chorus with silly stuff, as long as it's grooving, as long as everyone can just pat their foot to it, keep it very relaxed. And, one, two, the nice thing is to keep it going, as if we're playing with Ray Brown, and you know, there's this fantastic rhythm section of imaginary on the bandstand. Okay, who's next? Yeah? Oh, that's easy. Did everyone play that wants to join in? Or, hi there, good morning.
Sorry.
That's okay. Niels.
Okay.
So the thing about imagining this fantastic rhythm section, you don't need others to swing. And it's also good if you don't have to point at the rhythm section for making you sound bad, or you know, of course it's comfortable to play with a great rhythm section. That feels nice, but sometimes you play with a mediocre rhythm section, and you want them to sound better than they usually sound. And that happens when a great player comes on the bandstand with a time of his own, and he really, he really swings by himself. Then the whole thing will sound better. And I notice when I walk through the hallways and hear guys practicing, sometimes they have this incredible technique and they play all this stuff that you hear. They play fragments of things, but hardly ever do you hear them play a whole chorus or a few choruses in time with a swinging beat that you can just tap your foot to it all along. And that's a good way to practice. If you see you're playing as I like the metaphor of a diamond. If you have a diamond with 24 sides to it, all polished and shiny, and you could say if a player's playing is perfect, all the sides are as, well, how do you say,
Polished.
Polished, yeah. So you need, of course, to have a nice sound, you play in tune, if you're a singer you have to really know what the lyrics are about. But time is of course the essential thing that has to be, feel good all along. So before I go into my story about tritones and giant steps and all this stuff, the one thing that is always underneath all that is everything you practice, make sure it feels right and that it swings and that it has a nice beat to it, and you can play it, with a sense of flow and continuity that seems easy. So you have to practice these things in a musical way, because giant steps is, it's one of those things that people get really into playing all these lines, but you get nervous whilst listening to it sometimes. And that's what we don't want to, you know. A lot of jazz is nervous music. If you go to sessions and you hear people really doing their best, but it turns people away because they say, well, it's very clever music, but not necessarily pleasant. And that turns people away from jazz, which is of course a pity, because it's such great, fantastic music if it's played with a relaxed feel and a nice sense of flow and time. Okay, I have a few handouts, and I'm going to see. I did. Wow. There are some exercises on here. Stuff and giant steps exercises. And this is all stuff that you can find in many books. But this is just some that I like practicing. Or maybe you should take one, because I didn't know how many people to expect. Did you take 6 pages? I think that you have one of each. I'm going to pass it. Yeah, even more. This one too. I think we have everything. Yeah, and so the thing I wanted to be getting into our ears, the tritone substitution that I wrote everything in, if you look at the first page which says tritone stuff, and it's all about I put it all in the same key, and you see C for the trumpet, D flat, I played it on the piano in D flat, and we're trying to get this kind of thing in your head. Let's see, the first thing it says tritone stuff. Is everyone? And of course you've probably heard stuff like which is, you could say, what kind of scale was that? Diminished, yeah, exactly. And it's a very symmetrical thing. What I played underneath it was a 2/5 and B flat. So I'll talk in trumpet key, which is right there. So it's D minor, G7, and then A minor, D flat, 2. Yeah, right. This. This was very popular in the bebop days to blow over alternate changes, and if you have just a 2/5, people would superimpose this sound very often, especially guys like Phantom Barrow, Kenny Dorham, Bird, and what I wrote here, the first line. Let me see. Where was the whole pilot thing? So the first thing I wrote out was just the scale that the first scale would be scales where I wrote the D flat mixolydian, and in the next bar I wrote the D flat mixolydian with this. The Lydian variant, the one with the sharper level. So the difference between the second bar and the third bar is la 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 or la la la. We'll use both of them. It depends. But first, just let's play this in time. Let's go. Just play the first bar, the third bar, the first, the second, and the third bar. We'll leave away the. We'll just go like this. Or maybe it's nice to stand up here or have it on a music stand or something, whatever you like. There are not that many stands here, huh? Right, anyway. Huh? Well, we'll learn. Let's do this in time. Let's go. One, two, three. Yeah, we'll do the first bar, the second bar, and then the third bar. The fourth, sorry. Good, thanks. Yeah. And the reason why I do this in time with the beat is I want to practice everything I do with the beat and imagine that it's, cooking, swinging, finger-popping music. One more time. And I don't care if you do it up the octave or down the octave, if you want to relax down the octave, just play the octave down. It's all about getting the sound in of it. So, 1, 2, 3. And I do it on purpose from the root up to the 7, because it's nicer than going if you go up to the next tonic again, it's especially if you do it for 2 bars. I like to practice scales in that way, from the root to the 7, because it lands nice and nice. Okay, now this is all forgetting. Now, if you take the next line, that's a little bebop passing tone thing. We go. There's the note between the G and the F. And then I do the same thing. I start on the third. I'm sorry. I should be reading this stuff to get it confused with the keys. So let's play that second line. Goes 1, 2, 3. And the reason why I land on the so I want to land on the 5th chord, which is a comfortable note. And have you all been working on this people passing tone system of where to put the chromaticism? Is that something that you're familiar with?
We just had a workshop yesterday with Simon.
Okay, exactly. Then you know a lot about that. Yeah, because that's it was a thing. It was an eye opener for me because it lets you land. If you throw a cat out of the window, you'll notice even if it's on the 2nd floor, and you toss him out of the window, he will always land on his feet. Well, they do their best to make an extra spin or turn or whatever, and they will land on their feet. And as a bebop player, that's something that you want to be very good at. Land on the target note. You want to be there on time and comfortably. And I mean sometimes you want to add a little extra note, or you want to get there in time. And these exercises make you do that, well, I wouldn't say automatically, but if you really have them in your fingers at fast tempos and in all keys, then it gets a hell of a lot easier. So, and now this is, you know, a thing that is in the same scale, the same key. But if you're really going through changes in all kinds of, you know, turns, and it's good to have them really ready in the fingers so that you can, you know, maneuver through some hard changes easily. Okay, so, and now I'll do the third line, just the I'm going up from the D, and you call it the Dorian scale. It's all the same scale, by the way. It's just the C major scale, but and then now that note is an awkward one. If I play this chord, that doesn't sound too nice at the same time. But anyway, it's the scale. I just wrote it from a different starting point. But let's play that one. Just go. And then. Oh, I wrote that even longer. Let's do the third line together. 1, 2, Great, beautiful. Yeah. And these are all preliminary little things to get the sound here. Do it again and I'll play the changes with it. 1, 2, 3. The first thing I talked about was that's the fourth line I wrote down. That's the, well, you could say it's the diminished scale, but it's also which is a very common kind of thing that you hear over these changes. Could you play that? 1, 2, 3. Variations on that. The target notes are the same. Basically, it's the same. This next line, but it's, you know, with the. So let's try this one. 1, 2, the first ones are in the G mixolydian, and the next ones are in You could go on. You could start this at a different point. You could. It's just ways to practice the sound. What tune is this in? Any idea? The tune that does this? If I go. Now the next variation is with the chromatic thing. Oh, that was let's try that one. 1, 2, 3, the same notes in the heavy beats. It has all the same stuff in the same places, but it gets there in a different way. Now, let's see the next line. Now I call these symmetrical lines because it does the same thing on the one chord as it does in the. So if you start on the 5 of the D minor chord, then I will be starting the next bar on the 5 of the A flat minor chord and doing exactly the same thing. So that's why they're symmetrical. So let's see what this sound does. Let's do that again. So this part, just an arpeggio of the D minor chord, and it's exactly the same kind of arpeggio on the A flat chord. Let's see if we can play this. 1, 2, 3. By doing a lot of them, after a while you think, oh yeah. Well, that's the way it went with me. Now we should be able to sing this stuff. Now let's see if we can actually sing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is very common. What tune is that? Honeysuckle Rose, yeah. Honeysuckle Rose, honeysuckle rose, honeysuckle rose, that and the way let's go. 1, 2, 3. So many of these things is I don't want to sound like some players they sound like they're shooting off these ready-mades that they have all the time. And of course everyone has licks that are in their fingers and that they fall in love with and that they play a lot and it becomes a part of their style. But don't fall in love with one of them. That's a good advice. Don't have 1 or 2 of them ready and that you hear all the time. Practice lots and lots and lots of it. I think it was Bert that said something like, hey, you practice stuff and then when you get on the bandstand you forget. You want to forget what you practiced. You want to just, play whatever is appropriate at the moment, but not necessarily stuff that you've been practicing all day. And but if you have a lot of vocabulary, a lot of ways around it, you can approach it from any starting point, on any beat, because most of these are pretty dull in forms of rhythm. It's just 8 notes, and one's, there's a few rests, but most of it is just shoot-a-doo-ba-dee-ba-dee, do-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee, and land on it. It's dangerous to practice it only like that, because it will get into your playing and you'll sound, how do you say that? predictable, exactly, yeah. Because you want to be free, you want to be able to start on any beat, come in anywhere, and make unexpected turns with the rhythm and stuff. Talking of rhythm, there's a little exercise that Barry Harris showed me. Maybe some of you know this exercise. It's a rhythm exercise that I want to do with the whole group. It's just this line. Does that ring a bell? Okay, good. That's good. What I played was just a C mixed scale. And I went from let's play that. Go from C, A, and then down from B flat to C, and then C7 scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll leave out the first note. So we go, then the whole phrase will repeat it, and it will start on 1, but it will start on the end of 1. So, and you get the thing we're doing with leaving out 2 notes now. So it will start on 2, and we'll go from B flat down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it starts on 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, and it's good to get into a groove together. The time is solid, and everything is grounded in this beat. Now when we get to bo, we'll start adding them up again. So we'll go after bo, 2, 3, 4, beat up, beat up, until we're back at the beat up. Let's see if we can get through the whole thing.
This is starting from.
So we can start from shabba until we go back and forth. 1, 2, 3. Concentration thing, huh? And the silence gets longer and longer, but it doesn't swing less right. The silence is really cooking and swinging. That's the thing that you want to get into when practicing. But whatever you practice, even the silence is in between. Keep time and groove. That's a good thing to keep in mind. It's one of those, like you say, surfaces of our time. Of course, this is in 1 scale, and in C7 you can do that. You can do it in different 12 keys or different scales, or different, this kind of thing. You can do it in 3, 4, or 5, or see what it feels like on 12 waves. Do it in triplet, but I'm using the same principle. I'm doing a phrase and then leaving out 1 note and see what it's like if you play the rest. And, well, there are so many ways to do this, starting in 1 key and going into a different key, or doing it over 2 octaves, or whatever. You can make up your own little exercises. But it's an interesting, and it's fun to do with the group too, and see if you can really get it groove going. for those of you who want to, let's come on the stage and let's blow a little bit on these changes. And yeah, maybe come over here. I'll do it in a perdido kind of way. Yeah, it's a Martin committee. It's a new Martin committee.
Oh,
Yeah. Miles used to play a Martin committee. These are the new ones. Yeah. So I'll just do. Yes, yeah. These changes, the G, the G7, and then the tritone 2, 5, 6, 7. So it's D minor 2, 7, A minor 2, 7, 2, 7. And then you have some time to, this would be F, 2, E minor 2, A7. But you don't have to blow all that. I want to, focus on the part which has this tritone. Okay, let's the trade. You do 8 bars, 8 bars, 8 bars.
okay.
1, 2, oh, that's I'll give a few. I had some examples of licks like this that, you know, Kenny Dorn played, for instance, this one. Okay, that's. Does anyone know how he played?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what he played after. After
We get the whole thing. Yeah. Oh. Oh, sorry. That was. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So one more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
We'll sing it along. We'll get it really into our system. Let's see if we can really hear what he does. Oops. Now, for some reason it... Okay, let's sing it. Let's sing it, the whole group. Yeah. So what he does, that's easy to hear. And then he goes, so he goes,
Yeah.
So let's see if we can go just from a 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let's do just that. So it's important to really hear where does the thing start, on which beat, and what's the so 2, 3, 4. Just like 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Start with da, go da.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start with the M4. Don't go da. It's like a late resolution. Oh, sorry.
You sing along, or see if you can finger along. If you hear the thing, see if you can. You know, there's this nice story about Coltrane had when he was on tour or on airplanes or on bus rides. He would have a piece of wood about this size with, you know, tacks or punaises. What are punaises? These things.
Yeah.
Or nails or something in the shape of a soprano saxophone. And he would be just practicing, but moving his fingers. So he would get the giant step cycle, and he would practice these lines, and he would just be moving his finger. And that's a great thing to do that when you're humming a line, or you know that you're aware of what it feels like to play a because this is a pretty line. And if you're really conscious of what the notes are, you can just finger them along. Yeah. So you wanted to start on the end of 4?
Yeah.
So like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. See if you can really hear those, like 2, 3, 4. Because that's major. Just up the major scale, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. I chose to write everything with C flats and, because it's A flat minor, you could say, oh, we're superimposing that on a G7 chord, so why don't you just write a B, which would make sense. You could say, okay, the tritone, it's just a G7 with all these altered notes. But I chose well, you can argue that it's a B and it's not a C flat, but anyway. I chose to write it like that, and I was persistent. So in all these pages of little licks and exercises, I wrote all these C flats. Maybe they're a little bit funny to read, but then you know because it's the 3rd of the A flat minor chord, or it's the 7th of the D flat 7 scale. That's why I chose to write B and C flats instead of B's. And this it's like the 6th chord to the 7th chord, like a D flat. That feels really out if you're hearing the original F7. If you have the accompanist playing, that's what they'll be doing behind you. So you have this chord, and on that G7 chord, you're hearing this. The G flat is the wrongest note you can play on that chord, you could say. Huh? And so it sounds cool when Kenny Derham plays that. It's beautiful. If you play it like that, it's really shocking. But that's the fun of it. You play stuff that's so wild and, you get yourself in trouble. Okay, so I picked out one of your licks and we made it into something that. Now you can do this, of course, anywhere. You can. I mean, if you play a tune like. That's a spot where you might want to play a thing like that. Let's see if you can play your lick or this lick. On the tune it's a lot of notes to put in a space.
And then F sharp minor down.
Yeah. As if we can do it in some kind of, maybe I think if I play it like this. because we're transposing it into the, you know, we're doing on the C minor. predictable, symmetrical, to get it into your ear. It's a good way to practice them. But then you want to make it more interesting, and you want to, be surprising and come in on the weird beats and have the thing displaced. If you had instead of so everything is in the right place. If you hear but you want to go get yourself in trouble. You want to put the thing, out of sync. Because that's where that's for me where the magic. If you hear Bird and if you hear, guys like Fastenberg, sometimes they play these weird things. And very often it's just this stuff, but in a weird place. So let's look at some of these unsymmetrical lines. Bar 69. 1, 2, 3, 4. Picasso had this quote, "True artists steal." I like that. And mediocre artists, they try to emulate or imitate. True artists, they steal. I like that. You don't want to end up sounding like someone. You don't want to be a copycat your whole life. But if you have some things that you really dig and that you put them in your own bag, then don't worry too much about ending up sounding, because you'll have your own style anyhow, I think. As long as you have lots and lots of stuff that feels good and that sounds great. So let's look at this weird line. But if you don't want to start on a high D, then you might go something like. I choose to, jump an octave. I call that pivoting. So, let's see if we can get that one. La da, da, di, da. So, di, da, da, do, di, da. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. The silly thing is I'm thinking trumpet key and playing in a different key, so I get all confused.
Yeah. You do have a trumpet right there.
Yeah, I could do that. But it's nice to hear the harmony underneath it, because it makes more, it's easier to, Let's do the next one, bar 77 with the pickup. 1, 2, 3. Similar to what Tritone played there. Yeah. saxophone teacher. You have, well, maybe you haven't met him? Never heard him play? The guy that, you know, Simon Richter, of course, you had lessons with him yesterday, or, well, Simon was disciple of Ferdinand, you could say. Ferdinand told him most of what he knows comes from Ferdinand. And Ferdinand loves to play lines like this. And this one, I remember him playing it very often. Especially if you hear it over the G7. But this is anyway, let's run through the next page. Let's see what they're all about. Of course, after you've heard 50 of them, you go nuts. And then we'll do something else for a bit, but let's see. This is also a displaced one. It's one that you're familiar, it's like the honeysuckle, but it's, you know, it comes early, you could say. Let's play it. 1, 2, Can we sing this thing? This is just chromatic. break for a second? Well, I don't want to do this all morning because we'll probably. Let's see. Let's see the next line. 97. 1, 2, 3, and. goes
Yeah, that's weird there.
one more time. Both of them. 1, 2,
Oh, so I actually got it right.
yeah, you got it right.
I just landed on the wrong note. Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2,
E minor.
You got it too. So, let's see if you can get it. This is just the normal 7 to the 3. T for 2, but in this one got 2. Okay. Could you play? The second one. So you have C arpeggio. So it's a C minor arpeggio. Yeah, you got it? Oh, yeah. One, you got it? So
No,
you have
it's E.
That's it. Now. Yeah. We're almost there. Let's see. 109 now, or oh yeah, this is a weird one. Ooh. Let's play it.
Oh,
109. 109. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's mixing up things. So first it's just an arpeggio thing. No? And from there, let's see if we can sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. this kind of stuff for the last, I mean, you can do years and years of this kind of stuff. And if you want to get it into your fingers in 12 keys and fast, because it's fun if you play this kind of stuff so fast. And that's where the, you know, like, I'm crazy about John Swan. Do you know John Swan? Everyone heard of John Swan, that guy from Philadelphia?
That was the, I learned that, I learned that from him.
That's a beautiful one. Yeah. You had lessons with him, or you just heard him play it, or?
He teaches at my school. I've gotten a bunch of lessons.
Shoo, you lucky bastard.
He's the reason I play Eevee.
Oh, you play it too?
Yeah, it's in breakdance. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
You must hear this guy. Yeah, have you heard this guy? John Swan from Philadelphia, and he plays on this electric valve instrument, this thing, and it's just
He's a
mind
monster.
blowing.
He's a straight monster.
And I remember I talked to him once, and he said, well, when I was in school, the teachers there, they wanted to teach the commercial stuff, to be able to be a working musician. So the whole school he went through was, you know, a lot of teachers were into be able to do like a wedding, and you know, all these kind of, you know. And I wasn't interested in that. I wanted to learn the hard stuff, the tricky stuff, and yeah. He's something else.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of, what were his, like, influences, and what did he tell you?
He just, I mean, I had a lesson with him where I basically just asked him how he improved as an improviser, and he talked about that. He was like, I just kind of made up crazy stuff for myself to do.
Exactly.
What did we learn? He just taught himself like a bunch of diminished stuff, because that's what really interested, he was really interested in. So I guess that's kind of Tritone sub. But he would practice like on a G7. Like he just liked the diminished relationship,
Yeah.
so we would use that and do like. Like that kind of stuff.
Because in the diminished scale there are these three, you could say, four triads. Right?
Yeah. Or just four, I mean, just based off of the four notes.
Can you explain
Yeah.
what you said?
So he would take the four notes of the G diminished, and on each note he would play 1, 2, 3 of that major scale, or 1, 2, 3, 2.
So he would start on each of the diminished, but then play in
A major scale off each one.
So, and the second one, is it? Or, no, he would skip it.
So
That
G
he's
major.
outside of the diminished scale.
Yeah, but it's just a diminished relationship that he's interested in. Yeah.
Oh, the major of each.
Of each
those
note,
that
yeah.
are out of the G.
Yeah.
Because the triads are all in the scale, but if you do 1, 2, 3, it's no longer in the scale.
Mhm.
And it has a bunch of, you know, weird sounding notes. Let's do that. So you went G, D flat, E, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
So like triad with a flat 9 in the middle.
Yes.
But I like to think of it as a chromatic approach to teach diminished triad.
Yeah, I understand.
Me too, yeah. But, so, and now the danger is, okay, now we understand this thing, oody, and there's no flow, and we want to practice the stuff in a way that is really swinging and easy to use when you're in the heat of the, when you're playing with a band. So you have to have it in your fingers in a way that it's flowing, and so we'll do it like, and then,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, okay.
cool, yeah. And of course, gradually put the metronome marking a little bit, and then, pick up a notch. Yeah. So this scale has all these symmetrical things in it. It has, for instance, well, first of all, we're pretending it's on the G7 chord, G7 with a flat 9. First of all, let's run up the scale.
Yeah.
So I'm going.
Okay, yeah.
I start on a G, but it's on the forehand. So the A flat is on the forehand. 1, 2, 3. Exactly, that's it. And now. I'm doing the same thing, but then up a minor third, so. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry.
Yeah, to get it in your fingers strongly. So it's half, Exactly, that's me. Yeah. So, and then you do the same thing starting on B flat. Second step on B. You got it?
Yeah, right.
So it's yeah. And then let's see. There are 4 triad.
Okay. That was something you did too.
Yeah.
Try it like that.
So it's a G, and then it's E, and then it's a D sharp, a D flat, and then it's a B flat. So we go.
What did he describe it as? Like a sharp 9 chord?
Yeah. Well, this one is. This is an easy one.
Yeah.
So there's always a quarter. Um, yeah, that's an easy one. Or maybe you want to go from 1, 2, 3. Shall we? I'll start on 1.
Yeah.
See what that feels like. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one that's really well known because Coltrane played this one on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's. Yeah. Try it.
However long it goes.
Let's start here. Yeah.
Is it?
You got it?
And then you just reverse them. Yeah.
Yeah. Try it. It's not that hard. And look for E. Yeah, that's it. And then. Yeah. So it's very symmetrical. It's the same shape always. Yeah. And then you jump down a major third, huh?
Yeah. It's like there's 4 whole steps that you just play in different orders.
Yeah.
And then just reverse them.
Yeah. You'll hear that in Coltrane solos all the time. Um,
stop if he won't use it.
Yeah.
But he would definitely, because he was always about this,
Yeah.
he would always, he would do,
So it's all about where are the accents and not to have them shabba-dibba, shiba-dibba, shiba-dibba,
yeah, he
shiba-dibba.
would do it in seven.
To displace it, yeah.
So,
And then you want to feel that with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah.
You sing the thing, or it can,
You can do it in time. Or you can do it out of pulse. You can do it like as a 7. So if you're here.
That's why John Swan is it.
Yeah. I will never understand how he comes up with these things. But
Yeah. Get yourself in trouble, find your own ways of doing this stuff, and yeah. For those of you who don't know John, I want you to hear a little something of his.
Swan.
Yeah.
That's it.
So what's the Wi-Fi code here? Do you know? Can you get me onto the net here? Is that?
Oh, you need a login.
Oh,
I can log you in.
yeah, please.
SWF, SWF.
Could you get me logged in somehow?
I think without
Oh,
everybody can get.
that's convenient.
Identiteit. Voordat u inlogt, moet u controleren of het certificaat geschikt is. Let
Just
me
say
see
yes.
if this is. Oh, wait. I hope this works, and otherwise we'll have to get some other device.
I can put the.
Mislukt. Yeah. Maybe I have to do this some other way.
I can put mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what are you looking for? I have
Well-
Rhapsody. I can just pull up the Swan song.
First of all, I'd like to hear his little thing on giant steps on the iwi. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, just the video of him playing by himself?
Yes.
Okay.
Just to get into the.
It is 12, by the way.
Does that mean it's over? Or is the lunch break? I didn't really pay attention
I
to
don't know.
We don't talk. I don't know.
But there's,
Here we go. I got it.
yeah.
Okay, this isn't too loud. Please don't be too loud. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Very short little things, but he's one of the people that really is pretty free on giant steps changes, and probably you've heard him live doing these kind of things, or?
Yeah, not so much straight ahead stuff though.
Okay.
I've heard him do like real weird stuff in the
Yeah.
evening.
He's an experimental kind of guy, and he does all kinds of out there music, but he can blow on these changes, it seems. Because, so until what time are we supposed to go on, actually? Until now, officially?
This morning.
It says morning until the lunch break or
I have to
whatever.
play, we have to be smart at morning.
Okay,
If you want.
so maybe I'll just go on 10 minutes or so, and then we have lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
But, so the other thing I handed out, so there's all these Tritone stuff. The other, I have these Barry Harris, which probably you got that from Simon anyhow, these
Yeah.
chromatic things, but it's,
I have
and then I have 2 pages of giant steps practice material, which is I think a good way to also get this in your ear, it's it's only the first line. It's only this. Sorry. Just that first 4 bars of the tune. And what I wrote here is first of all the melody. And in the second line, I wrote the whole tone scale, and I called it the target notes. So you could say, if you sing a whole tone scale, I'm just singing a whole tone scale, but let's sing that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I have some little exercises based on those target notes. So I just go, and then I do that. First one is in major. So I go down 5, 3, 2, 1 in major, and then I go down a step, and I do it in minor. And then in major again. Sing that. 1, 2, 1. And now I mix the same thing. Well, okay, the next line I do something. Okay, I do 5, 3, 2, 1 on the dominant chord. So. Now the next from bar 17 is sorry. 5, 3, 2, 1, and then 3, 5, 3, 5, 2 on bar 17. Okay, let's see what that sounds like if we play it. Let's play that. Bar 17. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what it sounds like with the chords on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can imagine bar 21 is the same kind of stuff, but then scrambled up in a different way, like. So you get the idea, huh?
Yeah.
And then 25, down one, up the other. So you mix them up and do this in your own way. You make up your own little patterns or exercises like that. Okay, and then I have a bunch of things that are what I call symmetrical, like. Let's do that one on number 29, bar 29. 1, 2, 3, and. And of course, giant steps is not just this. I mean, the next 4 bars, it does the same, but it starts on your A major. So it's the same lick going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe up on so. Let's try that. 1, 2,
giant steps.
Yeah.
I have last year. I haven't touched it this year that much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A lot of people shy away from it because it's so symmetrical. I mean, it's not a tune that's, you know, pleasing because it's... John Schofield said something about giant steps that I never play it live. I like it because it's so much the same. It's so easy to sound like an etude. And there are very few people that play it and that really sound fresh and like, you know...
Yeah.
A lot of people play it and you think, oh yeah, clever, but not necessarily worth listening to it again. I'll let you hear a little example of Tom Harrell playing it.
That exists.
Because he's one of the guys, of course, you can trust to come up with some stuff that... Oh, wait a second. Tom Harrell. Giant. This was recorded at a workshop. Let's see. Tom Harrell. Giant. Why doesn't it show? Okay, this was Jamie Amersholt playing the piano. It was just a workshop, and someone recorded it with a... It's very old. It's not that good. But he was also so melodic, he comes up with this line. Something like that. He plays something, he remembers it, and he does something with it on the next format. And that's, yeah, gorgeous stuff.
Cool.
Okay, guys, it was fun. It was fun having you and being here, so thanks a lot. And
Thank you very much.
hope to run into you sometime again. Yes, yeah. I studied the bass for a while. It's my second major, you could say.